due to popular demand, I've decided to do a series of just river footage videos. But basically what it is, it's just river footage. It does what it says on the tin. Well, I'll add a little bit of music and I'll do a little bit of talking to tell you where we are on the way and stuff. And this is totally from this camera that you see on the top of the boat near the front end. I've got a lot of footage that I didn't put into the other videos because if I had, it'd probably made some of Russell's look like they were just trailers. So we've just setting off now from Reedham. I didn't do any with this camera on the day before. I was coming down on the Saturday from Brundle to Reedham. I think I was just too giddy to get on the boat basically, and it's a bit of a wet day, but let's see how it goes. And before I leave you in peace to get on with watching the river footage, I'll just explain about the music. I'm not selecting anything in any particular for any reason basically. I'm going through my list of songs that I've got here. They're all in alphabetical order, so I'm just going to add them one by one and we'll see. Some of them might be okay, some might not be okay. I'm not going to edit, I'm just going to put them in. Well, that was Carl's workout for the day. I think he had to go and have a lie down after that. Yeah, we definitely need some longer ropes on this boat, definitely. So, as Carl, please don't get on my case about him not having a life jacket on. Have you seen the size of him? He is 50 odd. I'm not my brother-in-law's keeper. So here we are now, we're approaching Reedham Bridge and we will soon be on the new cut. Now the new cut can be quite boring, so I think I'll cut some of the new cut out. Well, he must have heard you. How's this, Peter? Watch this now. Don't even remember this myself. Look at that. Life jacket. I think we're... No, but I don't know what he's doing there because we weren't about to go inside just yet. That was a bit later. So as we was on holiday that week, both Reedham Bridge and Somerleyton Bridge was being worked on. Now the plan was, it was like a military operation basically. I planned on getting from Reedham down to Somerleyton for around about 10 minutes after the bridge opened, because they was opening once a day and that was all they was opening. And it was going to be close to high tide when we got to Somerleyton, so I thought, well, the best thing to do is let's get there when that bridge is open. Well, if you've been following my videos, you'll know by now that my plans don't always work. So anyway, we're just about to approach the new cut now, and like I said, I will cut a little bit of this out because, well, it's just like a bit of a canal really, isn't it? If you turn left at the bottom of the new cut, then you just round the corner is St Olive's and the Bell Inn, a lovely pub. I'm not too sure whether you've seen the video where I tell the story. I probably told it a few times, where many moons ago when me and my brother came, when I was 19, he was 18, our first proper taste of real ales, I think, in that pub. And I woke up about 3 o'clock in the morning with my head on the table in the beer garden, and all my clothes, except my underpants, which I still had on, piled up in a nice pile on top of my shoes. And that soon sobered me up, and I ended up, I don't know where I was going, I ended up going across the garden in the pub and running to a washing line flat on my back. Anyway, it's not deterred me from going in that pub. I love that pub. So just a bit farther down on the left we come to Erringfleet moorings, and I'll tell you about those when we get there. So the nice quiet moorings here at Erringfleet, and if you look behind you once you get to Erringfleet, up in the hills, there's some lovely houses really high up. Now the only thing is with Erringfleet, you can't get anywhere from these moorings. There's a little path that takes you not very far, and there's a sign saying no public access, so you must be able to get somewhere, but I think you'd probably have to go over some private land, so that'd be trespassing, wouldn't it? You wouldn't want to do that. But we have mowed here before, and I did go for a little walk, and it's in one of the videos if you've seen that. But like I say, you can't go very far.
What do you mean, what bridge there?
Here we are just approaching Somerleyton moorings, and they've got good moorings here actually. They've got electric, there's no water. It's a short walk up a path. If you see the boat at the end of the moorings there, not this first one, the one at the other end, there's a little path there that takes you up to the road and the Duke's Head. And a bit of a farther walk up to the village and you come to Somerleyton Hall, which is quite nice. In fact, it's lovely gardens in there. They've got a maze if you want to lose the kids or the wife or the husband. And that's only open from Easter till October, I believe. And I don't know if it's picking it up on the camera, but in the distance, you might be able to see it a little bit farther down. In the distance to the right and then straight ahead, it looks very wet. It looks as though it's absolutely throwing it down. Well, it was. So I was looking to the left over there thinking, is that the direction we're going? But you never can tell on the rivers, can you? Because 1 minute the bend's going to the right, then to the left, then to the right, then straight on for a bit. But no, well, yes, I think you can see it a little bit now. Sort of, it looks a little bit dark underneath the main grey cloud. That's rain. And it was about to get us. So, as I've said, the plan was to get to the bridge for the time it opened. Now, we could have moored up here, but I looked at the height gauge and I think it was saying over 8 foot. It did mean we had to duck though. And as you can see with the splash on the camera, the rain had started in earnest. It's got a lot to answer for that earnest. Anyway, here we are now. I think it's a little bit farther down before I actually stick my head out and give the camera a bit of a wipe, so please bear with that little splash on the lens. But I'm trying to pick out now what the bridge marker was, what it said, but I think you get the idea that when we're going under, and Christine said to me, and Claire, they both said, why don't you slow down then, just in case you hit the bridge? Oh, I think it's 8 foot that. I said, because I knew we was okay. But Carl had to take evasive action. I sussed it out from last time we did it. There isn't much room. You can see, if it's that flag at the front, then we're in trouble. But when we've got the windscreen down and the seat down and everything, we only need 6'10", plus headroom, obviously. You obviously need more up when the windscreen's up, but I don't even know why we've got that windscreen. But when you sat at that up helm with the windscreen up, I didn't find it good. I'd rather it got rid of it, but tell you the truth, they are doing some work on the upper helm, the hatch cover and stuff like that. So I think it's any time soon where we decide the best thing to do. Well, actually, yes, it's come back to me now. See, I don't know why we did this. I think I was just a bit overcautious, but the pontoon over to the right here, where you can demast. Not that we needed to demast, obviously, but we was swapping from upper elm to lower elm because I was getting wet through. You can see it on the river there how much it's raining. So to be on the safe side, we pulled over to the right hand side there rather than trying to do it mid-river. in case. I think there's a boat behind us, so that's what I wanted to do, to get over to the right hand side. Otherwise the guy behind might be thinking, what the bloody hell's he doing? So we just drifted over here, and Carl went downstairs, changed over the controls to the lower helm, and I went inside. And I did keep popping my head up to wipe the camera, so it won't be as bad as it is at the moment. Right, try and switch it now. You done it? Yeah. Right, see the steers from down there then. Well, you can steer it, but can you use the throttle? So we all swapped over now and we're inside. And so much for my plan of steering from the upper helm no matter what the conditions, come rain, shine or whatever. It was a bit fresh and it was very, very wet. So I've re-evaluated, I think I did say this in the original video that I put on, and it won't be long now before we are leaving this stretch of the river and heading down, bearing right. You've got left, you can go to Norfolk Broad, and I'll show you that when we get there. Well, here we're now at the crossroads, so to speak. If you bear left, you go down to Norfolk Broads, and if you bear right, you go past the Waverley River Centre and down towards Beccles. Now on the left, just into the dyke, not very far down on the left, there's some nice moorings called the Dutch Tea Gardens. And it is a further walk from there to Norfolk Broad itself, but it can be done. I think it's about 45 minutes each way. On how much you have to drink when you get to Norfolk Broad. And in the distance now we've got the Waverley River Centre. Now I'm not going to slag them off, I think I've done enough of that. There we go. Braving the elements. I still enjoy going to the Waverley River Centre. I like the Waverley pub and it's a nice place, but £20 for mooring with electric. I think it's a bit, well, and that was possibly gone up even more. I got the impression that they didn't really want boats in, private boats or any hire boats coming visiting. I think I got the idea that they didn't really want that. I might be wrong. There's no fuel now, there's no pump out. I think you can just about still get water, and I think that's about, well, I'll be guessing because we haven't used it for since the last time we actually stayed there many years ago, and it did seem to go quite slow, and I think it was £3 or something for a few minutes. Anyway, I might be wrong with that, but don't let it put you off. Try it yourself. It's just nice to nip in, I think, and the showers are great, the toilet facilities are great, so just pop in, go and have a couple of pints or whatever, and then go somewhere else, or stay overnight. It's up to you. On the approach to Beccles, after you've been past Waveney River Centre, there's a few moorings. Well, there's a couple on the left. North Cove is one. I forget the name of the other. And on your right here, you've got Alderby Hall moorings. Now, I've never moored there. I think they charge £5 overnight. I'm guessing you can walk somewhere because there's an hall nearby, but we've never stopped there. You've got an old railway bridge, and I think this bridge there's a sign saying 2.5 miles. Is it a railway bridge? Road bridge? I think it's railway bridge. It says 2.5 miles from Beccles, so I think we've already been past one of the moorings, possibly on the left. I mustn't have had the camera on. And the weather's booked up a little bit. It's got a bit brighter, so I think we resume our upper elm position until we get to Beccles, and then, well, I won't be showing it in this video, but we went playing snooker and it rained all afternoon, which didn't bother me and Carl at all. When you get to the lovely house by the river and the bear, I think it's called, the boat, it's always there. That I don't know who owns that one. Maybe the people who own the house. You know you're not far off Beccles when you get there to that nice house. And well, we don't have any footage from tomorrow because we stayed for an extra day. But on the Tuesday we leave Beccles and head for Loddon, so I think there's quite a bit of footage on that one. In fact, some lovely early morning cruising. Well, when I say early morning, 7:30ish, 8 o'clock, and the lovely sunrise. So still got a little bit to go yet before we get to Beccles, so thanks for watching anyway. Let me know in the comments if it's worth me carrying on doing these, because if people find it's boring, I'm not going to bother. Unfortunately, at this point, the battery either went or the camera stopped. I can't remember exactly, but I used the other camera to get us into the mooring. And if you go straight down from here, you come to Geldeston, which we did in the next day. We walked it. So if you haven't seen that video yet, there'll probably be a link after this one to the series of videos from this holiday. And well, like I said before, me and Carl went for a game of snooker, or 8, I think we had 8. And the girls went shopping, air quotes shopping, meaning they went to the pub quite a lot. They said they were sheltering from the rain. We've heard it all before. So anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll probably be doing one a week, or well, the World Cup's on. I'm actually watching with the muted TV Germany and Japan. Japan are winning 2-1. They don't like it up 'em, you know.